Shakur Stevenson strongly believes that a fight between light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol and WBA mandatory challenger David Benavidez is now one of the biggest and most exciting matchups in the boxing world. After Bivol secured a hard-fought victory over Artur Beterbiev last Saturday in Riyadh, winning by a 12-round majority decision, he now finds himself with a tough and dangerous mandatory opponent in Benavidez. Unlike Beterbiev, who is known for his power and durability, Benavidez brings an entirely different challenge with his relentless punching volume, impressive knockout ability, iron chin, and fearless approach inside the ring. Stevenson shared his thoughts with Ring magazine, emphasizing that this potential clash has all the ingredients to be one of the most electrifying fights in boxing today. Given the styles and skills of both fighters, it could be an all-out war that captivates fans around the world. However, there is growing uncertainty about whether Bivol will actually agree to face Benavidez. His promoters at Matchroom Boxing appear to be considering other options, which raises speculation that they may attempt to bypass the fight altogether. If the World Boxing Council (WBC) tries to enforce the mandatory challenge, Bivol could choose to vacate the WBC title instead of taking on such a dangerous opponent. This would allow him to pursue other big-money fights that might be less risky but still highly lucrative. Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh is expected to play a major role in deciding Bivol's next opponent, given his influence over high-profile fights in the region. However, Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn also has significant sway over Bivol's career and could steer him away from Benavidez. If Hearn decides that facing Benavidez is not the best business move, he could orchestrate a different fight and ensure Bivol keeps his momentum without ever facing the young and hungry challenger. One key factor working in Bivol's favor is the WBC's history of allowing its most popular champions to hold on to their titles for long periods without enforcing mandatory defenses. This pattern suggests that Bivol, now an established star, might not be pressured to take on Benavidez right away. Instead, he could be free to choose from several other big-name opponents. In a recent statement, Eddie Hearn mentioned 3 specific fighters he is interested in matching Bivol against: either a rematch with Artur Beterbiev, a highly anticipated fight with Canelo Alvarez, or a battle with Callum Smith. All 3 of these matchups would bring significant attention and financial rewards, making them attractive alternatives to a grueling war with Benavidez. If Bivol's team prioritizes business over risk, they might avoid the mandatory challenger altogether, leaving Benavidez frustrated and still waiting for his title shot. Adding another layer of intrigue to this situation is Benavidez's past sparring session with Bivol, which could explain why Team Bivol might be hesitant to take the fight. In a recent interview, Benavidez revealed that during their training session, he unleashed a 20-punch combination that left Bivol visibly shaken and on the verge of going down. According to Benavidez, after that particular round, he was informed that he would not be allowed to spar with Bivol again. This revelation suggests that Benavidez already has a psychological edge over the champion, knowing that he once overwhelmed him in a controlled environment. If this story is accurate, it could mean that Bivol and his team are aware of the serious threat Benavidez poses, making them even more cautious about accepting the fight. For now, boxing fans are left eagerly waiting to see what Bivol's next move will be. Will he embrace the challenge, defend his title against a relentless and dangerous Benavidez, and prove once again that he is the undisputed king of the light heavyweight division? Or will he choose a different path, possibly vacating the WBC belt and opting for a fight that is financially rewarding but strategically safer? The decision will not only impact Bivol's legacy, but also shape the future of the light heavyweight division. If the fight does get made, it could be one of the most explosive matchups in recent boxing history. However, If Bivol avoids the fight, it will only add fuel to the ongoing debate about whether some champions prioritize business over competition. As speculation continues, fans are growing more vocal about their desire to see Bivol versus Benavidez happen. Many believe that if Bivol truly wants to cement his legacy as an all-time great, he should take on the most dangerous and deserving challengers. Benavidez, with his relentless pressure and high-output fighting style, represents a completely different challenge from Beterbiev. While Beterbiev relies heavily on raw knockout power, Benavidez is known for wearing opponents down with sheer volume and aggression. This stylistic contrast makes the potential showdown even more intriguing, as it would test Bivol's ability to handle non-stop pressure from a younger, fresher, and highly skilled opponent. Fans want answers. Will Bivol step up and face the fighter that many believe could be his toughest test yet? At the same time, Benavidez is making it clear that he is ready and eager for this opportunity. Throughout his career, he has been vocal about wanting to fight the best in the sport. And now, with a mandatory position in place, he has every right to demand his shot at Bivol's title. If the fight doesn't happen, it won't be because Benavidez backed down. He has already proven himself in the super middleweight division, dominating top contenders and showcasing his ability to go to war in the ring. Moving up to 175 pounds presents a new challenge, but Benavidez seems confident that his power and relentless pace will carry over well into the higher weight class. The question now is whether Bivol's camp will take the risk or find a way to avoid the fight altogether. While some may argue that Bivol has earned the right to choose his opponents after his hard-fought victory over Beterbiev, others see avoiding Benavidez as a sign of strategic matchmaking rather than true competition. Boxing has seen its fair share of politics, where financial incentives and promotional alliances often dictate fights more than merit. If Bivol's team decides to sidestep Benavidez and pursue fights with Canelo Alvarez or Callum Smith instead, it will likely spark controversy among boxing purists. Many will view it as a business move rather than a true test of Bivol's greatness. While both Canelo and Smith are high-profile opponents, neither presents the same level of immediate danger as Benavidez, who is younger, fresher, and seemingly in his prime. Another major factor in this situation is the influence of Saudi Arabia on modern boxing. With Turki Al-Sheikh's growing role in orchestrating blockbuster fights, the sport has seen an increasing trend of hand-picked matchups designed for maximum financial gain. If Al-Sheikh and Eddie Hearn decide that Bivol should go in a different direction, there is little that the WBC or Benavidez can do to force the fight. This could result in Benavidez being left without a major fight, forcing him to wait or seek alternative options while Bivol enjoys high-profile, lucrative bouts elsewhere. While boxing fans always hope for the best fights to be made, history has shown that the sport is often dictated by business decisions rather than the most competitive matchups. Ultimately, whether or not Bivol faces Benavidez will reveal a lot about his mindset as a champion. If he takes the fight and wins, it will only add to his already impressive resume and prove that he is willing to take on all challengers. If he avoids it, critics will argue that he chose the safer path, opting for financial gain over true competition. No matter what happens, the conversation surrounding this potential fight is only growing, and the boxing world will be watching closely to see how it all unfolds. Will Bivol prove himself as an undisputed warrior, or will Benavidez be left waiting for a fight that never comes?